There we are. Happy Thursday.
All right, Tim. We made it.
We
I'm
made
psyched. I like this much better. I'm in this not really nice place when I do it this way.
yeah. Oh, it's
How
good.
are
It's
you?
good.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Interesting fun fact. I was bragging last week that I had I had started the trust and I got paid real estate commissions in the trust last year. So I was all excited. So it was yesterday. I opened the 1099 from the company, and they sent me a 1099 to my personal social security number. So I was like, I called them up and I said, "Hey, you sent me the wrong information." No, we didn't. I'm like, "Yeah, you said you paid me to this social security number." And I'm sorry, I'm jumping right into it, but I was excited about
Good.
this part.
I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear.
But I said no. It's like they were like, "Well, we can't change it because we didn't get your articles of incorporation and blah blah blah." And I said, "Well, this really doesn't work because I gave you all my trust information. I gave you the letter from the Secretary of State, and you made a direct deposit into my trust account at the bank. So Tim Judge, the person, and I use those words, I was on the phone, but I was smiling when I said it. I said, Tim Judge, the person, never got paid this money that you put on this 1099. So I don't understand how you're not going to fix this because you're lying to the IRS now." They were like, "Would you send us the trust document and blah blah blah?" And I said, "I'll send you the signature page and the notarized signature page from the trust, and you have all the other stuff because I know I sent it to you when we set up the direct deposit." All right,
You,
and
you
there you
gave
go.
them a W-9, right? An updated W-9.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. They don't. I mean, the rest of it, really, they're supposed to get a W-9. They don't ask for other things from a person and stuff like that when they get another W-9. They're just like, thanks for the W-9. And they use that. So,
Right. But if it's not it's company policy or procedure that if you're not paying the agent directly to their name, uh if they're not sending a check to Tim Judge, then they need the articles of incorporation to whatever your corporate name is. So I just sent them the signature page of the trust, and I said, "You're sending it to this trust and I'm the trustee, and here's my proof that I'm the trustee, and this is where I want my money to go." And they did it back in July. He sent a nice big check to that account. They never sent anything to Tim Judge. So I was
yeah.
like, "Well, you just lied to the IRS, so I don't know what you're going to do about it." So that motivated them because immediately I called and they were like, "Well, there's nothing we could do now." And I'm like, "Ooh, good luck with that because Tim Judge
Yeah.
never got paid and you just lied to the IRS."
Yeah. And everybody's afraid of the IRS.
Right.
But
But
it
not
really
me.
is not a problem. It's not a problem to you. So,
No. No, I said that's the way I phrased it to him because she was like, "Oh no, we can't do anything about that now." It's like, "Okay, except Tim Judge never got paid that money and you paid my trust. And so you're the one who, messed up your paperwork." They were like, "Oh,
yeah. And corrections happen all the time to the IRS. You file a corrected report. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like they could do another 1099, and it's just a correction. So
yeah,
it's no big deal. It's good you caught them, but there seemed to be a bunch of financial problems going on. I paid my rent this month when I'm in India, and I got a message from the place, "Hey, you didn't pay your rent." I'm like, I took photos of it and sent it to him.
mhm,
I'm like, yeah, I did. I paid on the first. What are you talking about? So yeah, it seems to be a month for that. Oh well,
yeah," because everybody's credit card bills from the holidays came in.
I
So
guess I don't know what's up, but yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But it's good you corrected. You should have a copy of that W-9 so you could be like, no, I gave you this
oh,
corrected, and
I did all I did was forwarded the old email when we set it up in July, and I said, "I sent you my trust document. Not the full trust document, just the signature page, and the Secretary of State uh and the EIN from the IRS. I said, here, these are the 3 things you asked for to set up the direct deposit. And of course, my banking info. I said, I forwarded it on to them. And then I had to add on the signature page today, but I did that. And they were like, okay, we'll take care of it.
Good.
That brings up a second question. I think you were talking about it inside the classroom, was that I have to apply for state tax exemption status. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you sign up this trust with the IRS, the IRS gives tax exempt status and non-reporting status to this trust. Any other status is given, like, if you want a state tax exemption for something, it has to be applied to from the state. That's separate.
So then, if I earn that money in New York, New York is going to send me a tax bill, or expect a tax payment from that money.
I have no idea. I have no idea about that. What money are we talking about?
The real estate commission that went straight into the trust.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any state taxes in any state. I don't know anything about that. Like, are they owed? I don't know. I have no idea about that. This to get tax status for states, it's a separate application usually, but I haven't heard any. You're talking about income taxes now, not like sales taxes.
Correct.
So, yeah, I'm not familiar with state taxes for states. I don't know.
Well, then
couldn't tell you.
Just to play around with this, the language here, if the real estate company sent my commission, donated it to the trust, that's not an income tax. That's not an income, is it? It's a donation to the trust.
Correct. It's a grant to 501c3 status trust.
There we go.
Yeah, by the IRS. So, like I said, I don't get into the state rules and laws on paying taxes. I just get the IRS tax status of 501c3, and it's a non-reporting, so it's 6033 too. So you don't report to the IRS, you don't pay to the IRS. So you'd have to look it up within a state. I know that there's nothing to be paid where I am in Florida, and I've never heard of anyone having to pay state taxes with this trust for income. I never heard of that.
Right. So, well, because it changes from, it's not income, it's a donation to the trust.
It's because of the 501c3 status of the trust. So you don't pay and you don't report. The interesting thing about this is, I was talking with somebody about this the other day. It's a tax loophole. And the reason it's a tax loophole is because someone is a Christian.
Right.
That's the reason for it. Because this falls under the guideline of a convention, a pact. Really, there are two that you can make a pact with. You can make a pact with the devil, or you can make a pact with Jesus Christ. There are only two pacts you can make. There are only two ways this could be a convention. And so it qualifies because it said, in this trust that your sole authority is Jesus Christ. That wording in this trust allows for this 501c3 status and for it not to be reporting. So it's really, you can make a pact with the devil. Everyone already has. Everyone's parents have made a pact with the devil under the In God We Trust. We being a name of the devil. And so no one did it knowingly, but that doesn't mean they didn't do it. Everyone did it already. That's what makes it so the trust, the In God We Trust, has power over everyone and every soul. And so they make that, so it's reporting. You got to report based on a sub corporation of the In God We Trust, like an LLC, like a person. There are all these tax rules and stuff. But instead of doing that, you get a trust at the same level as the In God We
Right.
Trust. And so you make your own rules. If you want to make taxing rules on yourself under that, you can, but you don't have to.
Right.
So who would the In God We Trust pay taxes to? You know what I'm saying? It's the top of the triangle. It's the top of the heap.
Right.
Every currency is tied to the dollar. So whatever rules they make, everyone else falls under that trust or a sub corporation of that trust, like an LLC, a nonprofit, a C corp, a person, a S corp. Those are all sub corporations that you can purchase from any of the 50 secretaries of state. You go to a state, you pay money, you get this corporation, then you get an EIN, but they all have taxable, right? They all have
Right.
tax rules. And this, you just start to trust at the same status as the In God We Trust. It doesn't have any tax rules. It comes into the same level as the In God We Trust. So,
Got it. Roxy's asking, what happens if a CPA files taxes on your trust and files it?
you could sue them and take away their license. You could, make a complaint to the licensing board that they did something illegal, and which they did, unless you authorized it. And so they should lose their license, and you could sue them in court, and they owe you damages. They owe you money. They did something illegal, so without your authorization. So that's illegal if they did it. They broke the law. And so, there are rules against a CPA. Certified public accountant is what CPA means, and it's a license that's granted by a licensing board in one of the 50 states to, have a license to do someone else's taxes for them. It's like I'm acting as a public agent for someone else and allows them to file taxes if you authorize it, if you sign those taxes that you authorize them to do it. They can't do it on their own. You
Right.
have to sign, they're your agent, and then you have to sign the paperwork too, and then they can file it, not without your signature.
Got it. Regan Brown says perfection. I think that was to the
All
first
right.
part of our
There you go.
conversation.
There you go.
But yeah, very good. Very good. I'm going to put the link in the chat if anybody wants to join in with us. I will do that
Yeah.
now.
Anyone
And
that wants to pop in, you could become a square up here, become a square.
it's up there. Just click that link, StreamYard. You can come on through your phone. If you don't want to turn your camera on, we'll just have a chat.
Yeah, share your
Whatever you like.
story. Make it so others can be comfortable doing this. It's now 8 years since I've been. We'll talk soon about this matter. I did not sign anything and file them. Yeah, well, he could lose his license. So, and you could sue him and get money. That's all illegal. A CPA can't just go ahead and file taxes without your signature.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. So, and this trust, it doesn't report, it doesn't pay taxes. So, that's all against the law, and they could lose their license. The way to solve it, though, um, like we were just talking about with Tim, like his company messed up and gave him the wrong 1099. That CPA can, file an adjustment and say, an amended tax to say, whoops, we didn't mean to file, it was our error. CPAs make mistakes all the time and have to correct them. So it doesn't, the IRS is used to getting corrections. So I would just let them know, hey, this trust doesn't file taxes, as so correct that, and I won't make a complaint on your license, and I won't sue you. So, and don't bill me for it. I didn't authorize you to do any of that stuff. So that's that. That's how you handle that. They have to amend the taxes and refile and say, whoops, we shouldn't have filed. Our mistake. So it's easily solved, really.
Yeah. And so I guess we're coming up on tax season where everybody's getting their 1099s and other things in the mail. So That's
I got you.
a
Well,
conversation and question we're gonna get a lot over the next couple weeks.
wow, that it's been so many years since I've been involved in any of that stuff. It's amazing, and yeah, Roxy, no problem. It doesn't have to be like a big thing. They just have to solve it and refile correctly, and just say, "Oh, sorry, this is a non-reporting entity. Our mistake, basically," and that solves the whole thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. If they want to make it a big thing, well, they don't need to have that license if they're not doing it right, not paying attention.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, one of the things that you got to do when you're working with this trust is fire your accountant. You fire your CPA. Say, don't ever file taxes for me again. You not only save the money of not having to pay the IRS, not having to report the IRS, but if you're reporting using a CPA, they're fired, and you save all that money too. So, correct.
And I put in the title, join us, ask questions, and that it's a private trust. And that what we're talking about is one of the big things is that it's private it's not created by a lawyer or a CPA. It's created by you privately.
That's exactly it. And that's what private means in relation to trust. It doesn't mean it's hidden or something like that. If you do a business and somebody needs to see the trust, you give them a copy of the trust, you open a bank account. Like Tim was saying in his situation, he filled out a W-9. Company policy is they want to see the trust, just show them the trust. Who cares? Here's a copy of the trust. It's fine. Doesn't matter. But private in relation to a trust means it's not created by a public agent. It's not created by a lawyer. It's not created by a CPA. And really, which means it's not created at a Secretary of State, because that's how, a lawyer or a CPA creates any kind of other entity like an LLC. They go online, they pay some money, and then the Secretary of State says, oh, okay, now you have a nonprofit under this name. Now you have an LLC under this name, etc. And so then they, as an agent, or you as an agent, you could go purchase an LLC from the Secretary of State yourself. Don't need a CPA, don't need a lawyer. They just have a license to do it. But anyway, it comes from that public entity as Secretary of State. And then you would get an EIN. And then you got to follow all the rules and pay all the taxes and everything like that. So that's what a public entity, public corporation is. You get it from the Secretary of State. So private means you didn't go to the Secretary of State to get it. You filled out the paperwork yourself. You went and got the EIN by yourself. That's what private means. You didn't use any public Secretary of State, not a public agent, not a CPA, not a lawyer. That's what it means in relation to this.
Roxy says his wife is an attorney that handles all trust and kind of forced some BS stuff so I can go after her as well. Think so.
Probably. That's why I'm starting law school when I get back from India. Honestly, I've had so many people steal my copyrighted work. I've had so many lawyers and CPAs, not understand this. And I've just come to the conclusion that human intelligence is a hoax. No one is intelligent. They can't even follow the rules in the IRS. They're so programmed. I've been doing this since 2016 without a single problem to me or anyone else. And they're like, no, you have to do this. I'm like, well, no, you don't. I got a master's in accounting. I've been doing it since 2016. And the IRS is the one that says it's just fine. Just because you don't know and you want to pay taxes, that just makes you not intelligent.
Right.
That's all that makes. So, yeah, I found a online law school. It's cost $4,000 a year, takes 4 years, and then you can pass the bar in California. So all these people that started all these schools, I mean, you got to think, they're not everyone that is stole my trust. It's copyrighted. They're like, oh, I don't want to have to sign with Jesus Christ. I want to sign, and they took that out of there, which means it's not a convention anymore, which means they're breaking the rules at the IRS. They're breaking the law. They're so stupid they can't understand the loophole comes because you're Christian. Okay, so you're Christian on paper, so that's fine. You want to get out of taxes, you want to get out of reporting. It's one sentence in the trust. and you just follow the rules. I never break the law. I never am at odds with the IRS. They never come after me, never come after anyone doing this trust. I've heard for so many years, well, what happens if you go to court? Well, no one's going to court. No one's going to court. That's never going to happen. Why? I follow all the rules and laws. That's why. I've explained it to everyone how simple this is. Attorneys are not intelligent. They haven't done their studying. They haven't figured this out. Okay, they're not intelligent. That's not on me. So yes, you could sue them if they got involved. And here's the thing. They have a license, right? You can make a complaint against their license and they can lose their license. If they're not following the law, if they're telling you there's something that isn't real, they could lose their license. That's just so stupid what they're doing out there. But, that's why another reason I'm gonna, go to law school and get the bar card and get the license and all that stuff is there's no good lawyer alive. There isn't a single good one. Like there should be at least one good one, right? I'm gonna put all these other idiots out of work too. And if I need to, I'm gonna sue the platforms too, whatever they're on. Like, oh, you got a URL for somewhere. Well, I'll sue that place. You got a URL if they don't take my copyrighted work down, because they're messing up people's lives. They're going against the IRS rules. They're lying to everyone. This is people's finances and everything. I take it extremely seriously. Okay, you can't just be telling people this, that, and the other thing. You got people's money on the line, their assets on the line, their families are on the line. You will donate.
Wow, that's great. I will donate your first year gladly to donate 4,000 to you. Wow,
You're great, Roxy. I'm glad to hear that, and I'm really glad. I mean, this is someone who watches over, a really meaningful family business that does a lot of high-end work. She watches over not just herself, but her whole family. A lot of people working for her. I really appreciate the donation, but I take this extremely seriously. I haven't had one blip, one problem for anyone doing any of this work, and I mean not ever. But what I see out there is so many other people creating problems for so many people. It's horrible.
Yeah. And Peggy says there aren't any good lawyers. They're in cahoots with the judges pretending to represent you.
I know. I've been to court. I've initiated 50 court cases on my own. And, I remember one time, because here's the thing, right? The bank never signs a document, never signs any paperwork, right? Never signs anything. You go to get a loan and they don't sign anything. That's against the law. One of the 5 elements of a contract is there's a meeting of the minds. There can't be any banker signature. That just means, oh, okay, I could just go and write up anything use the Chase logo and sign it myself, and that's the agreement. I mean, it's unilateral, meaning you're the only one that signed it. That's against the law. And you can't say, oh, you owe me money. You know what I'm saying?
She also donated her time and help any way she can.
Well, come on the show sometime. And really, here's what I would really love. If you could do this, you could email us, contact@liberty8academy.org. You, Roxy, or anyone would love to just simply get a testimonial. Because this is what sold you, Roxy, and everyone else that has done this trust. You come and you watch the testimonials and like, oh my God, this guy's got like 50 testimonials, right? It's like, this works for everyone. And so if you could add your testimonial to that list, that's all. And it's just a matter of, we send you an email. Tammy will send you an email. Here's a basic format. And then you do a notarized affidavit, gets notarized online. We pay for that. It's a really super simple process. And all I appreciate anyone doing is just saying, hey, I use this trust. It works. Here's my experience. Just your own words. That's all. No script or nothing like that. Just say, I've been using this trust since whenever, and it works fine for me and my family and all that. That's all. So a testimonial is really a way you can help many other people out. We have a long list of that. And if you need, I'm going to start up consults in when the price change come on March 1st, we're planning it. Um, Anyone that does a testimonial, I'll be happy to give you a consult, Roxy. Happy to talk with you. Why? Because it really helps so many other people, you know. And if I can give my time back to you, you give your time to the people here. I'm happy to give my time and help you. If you got any thoughts, questions, or whatever, I'm here for you.
Roxy
Yeah,
says, we'll do it in the morning. What I've done will blow some people's minds because of all your work. Yes.
your story, Roxy, has blown my mind. Okay, I've been doing this since 2016. Your story is absolutely one of the best stories I've ever heard in my life, of any story in this work or not in this work. It's unbelievable to people. They would really love to hear your story. It's just mind-boggling, the positive stuff that has come from you. I mean, it really is. It's truly, in your own words, and so on. I think it would be really amazing for people to hear your story. Plus, I mean, outside of doing all this work, you're an amazing person anyway. What a matriarch, watching over your whole family, making it so many people can work and pay the bills. And what a wonderful family you have. I mean, your family is just amazing outside of all these stories. You know what I'm saying? You have an amazing family. Your story is just amazing all on its own. So we'd love to have that up at the school. Thank you very much, Roxy. Really appreciate that.
Peggy says that's wonderful, Roxy. Yeah, good. Cool. This one's for me. Dee Dee says you might have to do a correction 1099 check off at the top and then enter money 0 for that person. Then do a brand new 1099. No correction.
True. That's true, Dee Dee. But we should really wait for his organization to do exactly what you just said. They should do it, and if not, he could do it. That's true. That's true. Thank you for bringing that up, Dee Dee. Because yeah, you could be like, "Whoops, they made a mistake," and you could do it yourself. But I mean, I think Tim wants them to fix this so he doesn't have to do this like next year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but these things happen.
Yeah. I think I convinced him on the second phone call, and I said, "Well, you just lied to the IRS, not me."
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, well, then send us this back. We'll do it." Because they were like, "Oh no." The first phone call was like, "Well, it's done now, and that's the way the corporate blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, great, but you lied to the IRS, not me, because you paid.
Yeah.
You paid the trust."
Amending taxes is a super normal thing for Roxy too. For you, mistakes happen. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, and for Roxy, you know, the CPA is just like, well, you know, it was on our list and blah blah. Whatever your systems are, you could correct it. So it's no big deal. How do you platform?
Are we talking about this platform? You want?
Oh yeah.
Right
We're talking about this one. Yeah, we'd love to have her on here right now. Send her the link.
I will publish it again right here and put that in there. So the link is there in the chat. You can click that link on your phone, or if your computer has a camera, you can join us that way. Whatever's convenient for you. And then you know, just give me a wave. I'll see you in the green room here, and we'll put you on screen with us.
Yeah, take over the show, Roxy. Seriously, your story is so incredible. It really is, and there are lots of different pieces to it. We'd love to have you on here, not just today, but any day. Like, we would love to have you on here. You're such an interesting individual, really. You know, if it doesn't work tech wise or whatever next time, love to have you. So. I'm not super techie myself, so it's great to have Timmy here doing it. But other people have come on here. You just hit that link and then you pop in here. But if it doesn't work, it's okay. We'd love to have that testimonial. That'll get out to everyone too. And we'll put that on our channel and make sure that gets out. So either way. But yeah, thanks for all that, Roxy. This thing is oh nice.
Here we go. Hello, Roxy.
Hey, how are you?
Great.
Great to have you, Roxy. Finally get to see your face and all that. Yeah.
I'm not computer savvy, so my daughter had to help me get on here. But It all worked. I'm here, so um, I just wanted to say that the I've been doing the trust since 2021.
Fantastic. So 3 years. That's great.
Yes, and I have a construction company, and we've got 18-wheeler trucks and trailers and all kinds of stuff. And I've retitled everything that I have paid for um, over into my trust. And so that all works great. And so I have several real estates, I own several homes, and we went and quick deeded those to our Christian trust. And when they recorded it, my real estate taxes come off immediately. No
Come
more
on.
real estate
Isn't
taxes.
that amazing? I'm so
Yeah.
happy
So
for
it
you.
just depends on I guess, your state.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go and apply; it automatically did it. Um, my daughter's been with me, helping me, and doing a lot of stuff. But through the trust, I own nothing, and I have no income, so I qualify for free health insurance, and they pay everything. My doctor bills, hospital stays, medicines, surgeries, no matter what. They pay it 100%. I have no um, premium I have to pay. It's all zero cost. And I went through a heart attack and kidney cancer, and they paid it all, every bit of it, because I have nothing.
I'm telling you, your story is just without you telling it yourself, people, it's too good to be true. You know what I mean? But I'm so
Well,
happy you
yes,
got here and told this. Thank you so much, Roxy, for
that's
taking the
true. And
time to do that.
I have a small car payment and a small camper payment, and I'm in the middle of I'm going to contact them and see if they will transfer it over to my trust. Still continue making my payments, but put it under the trust instead of refinancing and all that. So I'm going to ask them. All they can do is say no, and that ain't no big thing. I'll just get around it some other way.
Right.
Um, but I've got all kinds of stuff. It works. I couldn't believe it. But we do construction, like dirt work. We put in landfills. We do all kinds of dirt work. And so when I bill it, it has to go through our company name, and they won't let me put my license under my trust here in Arkansas. So I have to continue with that. But whenever I invoice it, I put on there, please make checks payable to Christian Ministries Trust as a donation. We're working for our church. They do that, and then I don't have any taxes on that either.
I'm so,
Beautiful.
I
So,
love your
Beautiful.
story. I love your story. It's so wonderful. And it
so
really, all this goes back to your family now.
yes, I got all of my kids. I done all of them a trust. They all operate working for our business on a 1099. And so all their weekly paychecks goes into their trust. At the end of the year, they get a 1099, and they just I put it in their trust folder. Just keep up with it that way. But I just recently got a new CPA, and I'll talk to him because I have to have a CPA for my business for profit and
Yeah.
loss, bonding, and all that. I can't get around that yet.
Yeah.
Um, but I got
And that,
him.
and that's because you're doing jobs with the government, and they have to have a certain amount of paperwork in order for you to
Yes.
qualify to get some of your jobs. Yeah.
Well, I'm an 8A contractor for the government. So I'm the first Caucasian woman to have ever gotten that in the history of ever since the SBA's been doing that. And some of them asked me, well, how did you get that? And I said, I applied. You know, they said, well, you're white and you're a woman. I said, yeah, but I applied and I got it. But I have to keep my business license over there for that. But we do other things like for the landfill and stuff like that. We just do it through our trust. Um, and so, you know, I keep just enough over there to where I can keep my bonding up, um, to do that and our profit and loss to where that works out. But we've got our bonding up to a little over 5 million, I think now. And it's come from nothing, and it's all because of the trust work we've
I'm
done.
so happy for you. I'm so happy for your family. I mean, this is really makes your life like financially easier, less, less bills to pay, and also all the complication. You do a lot of paperwork anyway to keep your license and status and so on. So you get this
Right.
contract work. So this just cuts out a bunch of work for your CPA and so on. It makes it
Well,
much
it
easier
took
to
out
pay this
close
thing.
to what was our taxes this past year? Real estate, 14,000, little over $14,000 this year. I didn't pay for real estate taxes, so that in itself has really saved us, um, a lot of money. Therefore, my kids are living in some of the houses. Well, they don't. They start out. They're not paying taxes because there's none there to pay.
Right.
I
So.
mean, I love it. I think of you as really like the greatest American matriarch that's out there. When I think of you, what a family, what a woman helping out everyone in her family. You're really inspiration to me and everyone. I really
Well,
appreciate
I do
you
my
coming
family,
on
but
here.
I don't do anybody else. I send them. I say you got to go to Liberty Aid Academy.
Yeah.
You've got to take this course. But my kids, I try to take care of, and eh, you know,
You're really amazing, Roxy. I really appreciate you taking the time to come on here and explain it to people because it's really, I could say, oh, someone's doing this, but when you say it yourself, it comes across a whole different way. And I really love to hear it myself that your whole family is, living this way and it's successful. I think it's really, we all appreciate you being on here,
Yeah.
Roxy. Thank
Peggy
you so
says
much.
the
well,
same thing. Peggy says, thank you so much for sharing, Roxy. Quite impressive. I'm not surprised at the strength of the trust, though. Yeah.
well, the one thing that people need to know too is you say everything that's titled can go in the trust and it's protected, but I've also put an extra sheet on my trust that I list all of our hand tools. We have big track hoes and 40-ton end dump trucks and road graders and rollers. I've listed all of those on a separate sheet of paper for our trust because now it's included in there. If you don't do that, they can come and take it because it's not in the trust. But as it is, like John explained how to do that, that's all saved now.
Yeah, there's you could create it yourself, but we have an exhibit that goes with it. You list it, and so and that's for things that don't have a separate title or don't have a separate deed. I had someone that come to me, and he's a guitar player and a guitar collector. He's like, I have 50 guitars that are worth a lot of money. What do I do? And you do just what Roxy said. You list them on a separate sheet. Now these are a part of the trust. And so let's say, this makes you judgment proof from whatever your person, that corporation, another corporation. Oh, someone sues you or says you owe money or something like that. These things aren't at risk in any way. They're under the trust, just like Roxy explained.
hmm it's just great, and it's a lot of it is to de funnel all you've been taught by your parents. You got to do this. You got to have your deductions. You got to pay your taxes. You got, all this stuff to do. And when you find out you don't have to do it that way, you've just got to change.
Yeah, so you affected your entire next generation with the truth. And so they're going to
Right.
say, they're going to save all the money for themselves and so on for all as that permeates all through the rest of the generations. You saved all of them. I mean, that's why I say you as a matriarch is really mind-boggling when you think about how much help you do on the daily basis and into the future for your whole family. It's stunning what you've done. It really is. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on here,
Um,
taking the time
I'm
to do
wanting to
this.
move to Florida so I can get in more and learn more from you to where I can do more. And hopefully that'll be soon.
That'd be wonderful. I'd love to see you, but it's really hard to imagine anyone doing more than you
Yeah.
have. Like you're really an inspiration to so many people. I'm happy to help you, more and do more for sure. But you really are something, Roxy, and your family. The whole story is just amazing. Especially, people don't understand the spiritual side of this too. Like you sign up with God, and God saves your life. Like literally, like your bills you told me was what they were for your medical, and that you didn't have to pay a
Six
penny of
over, oh,
that.
it's over 6 million.
Wow.
It's over
I
six
mean,
million.
yeah, over 6 million. How would have that affect your whole family, your work, and all your assets, and all the things that you own, and all that stuff? I mean, it would have really probably damaged the whole
Oh, it
thing. If
took everything.
yeah,
Everything. I couldn't have, I'd still be paying. I'd pay on it till I died and then they'd pay on it.
right.
But I've got them in with this, and they're doing quite a bit of the work and with me with the trust and through the trust, and they're seeing things too, and
Right.
it's just been great experience.
And
Like I
on the
said, I
spiritual
just like
side
to
of it,
talk more to you.
you're healthy. You're healthy too. And like you sign up with God and you're like, watch over my health. Hey, your health is fine. You're alive. You're talking to us. I mean, it's really, people don't even understand that side of it. Not all of the assets of the money and stuff. That is important. It's very important. But
Yeah,
we're talking to you here. You're alive in your body. You're a matriarch here watching over your family still. You know,
yeah.
uh,
Well,
God saved.
when I signed up with the trust, that's exactly what happened, because I shouldn't be here with the heart attack. I shouldn't be here, but they
Yeah.
didn't know how I made it through it with no damage. And then the cancer and the kidney, there's no scarring there. And they said this isn't possible. And every time I go get blood work, get EKGs, get everything done, everything's fine. Everything's perfect. It's like you've never had anything.
Yeah.
So it works. If you believe in God, it works.
That's why I say the
Awesome.
loophole is for Christians. And the IRS gives this loophole. This is for Christians. You believe in God. And it's that what happens is after you sign the trust, you don't believe in God anymore. You're like,
You live
God.
it.
You got
You
the
live it.
EKG. You got the perfect heart. You don't believe anything. You're like, I know, because this is my
Yeah.
everyday.
Yes, and you do live it. But I used to tell my kids when they were little, they'd do something they wasn't supposed to do, and I'd say, God's watching. God don't like ugly, and they believe that. And so we see some hateful people, we work for some, or whatever, and I said, well, God's going to take care of him because God don't like ugly.
That's right.
It
You
works
turn
out.
the other cheek. You turn the other cheek and let God handle that, and then God
Hmm.
watches over you and your loved ones. And that's the process.
Yes.
And then you get to be happy. You get to be healthy. Your family gets to be happy. They get to be healthy. They get to have a roof over their head. They get to have the access. No one takes them. God really watches over you. I mean, it's really real. In fact, the IRS says it's real. They give this because of this loophole. So the government, the IRS says this is real, and Roxy's living proof of it.
Well, on the all the stuff I put in there, you have to pay your personal property tax in order to get your tags and to license stuff.
Yeah.
Well, all I own is a TV and a bed, and so my personal property is down to what, $28. I paid that, and then I can license all the stuff we have, because I paid my personal property of $28, which, we've got 18 wheelers, all that stuff, trailers that we have to license. So
you're amazing.
Wow.
You're amazing.
that makes it even cheaper.
I bet everybody's thinking, "Oh man, I wish I had a mom like this." You're the greatest. You really are the greatest. Like one of the greatest women I've ever spoken to.
But I
Like, you're
just want to help
really the
other
greatest.
people and see, let them see what is what you can do.
Yeah,
I
you're
still
living
have a little
proof.
fear of doing certain things, and I haven't really done those yet, but I will get over that and I'll go and I'll do what I need to do.
Yeah, you're a one step at a time lady, and you get it all done. I really love your story, Roxy. That you took the time to come on here. I think this is going to be an inspiration to so many people that
Oh,
are
and I
like,
want to tell you too. I got to tell you this, and then I'll probably get off here and let somebody else on. But I went to a trailer place. We needed parts for our camper, and I went there and I was checking out, and the guy said, "Would you like to apply for a credit card?" I said, "Sure. What I got to lose? Sure." And I remembered what you said on how much you make, how many employees you have, your square footage. And I did that and got an $8,000 credit limit there. It
Wow.
was 8,000, wasn't it? Yeah, 8,000. And then I did you can go there if you want to. And then I did the Capital One Spark and credit card. And I thought, they're probably not going to do this because I've already got that other. And, my credit score wasn't that great. It was like 620. And I thought, I'm not going to get this credit card. Well, Spark gave me one, and my credit limit is $80,000.
Wow.
I've never had a credit limit that high ever. Now I'm not charged 80,000, but now my credit score is like a 796 from those two. And so they said, well, you can just come in and buy anything you want now, but I don't want to do that. I want to build it, but I want a good credit score. But that's under
well,
my
yeah,
trust. That's not under my person. Those two were
that,
under my trust.
it's amazing. This stuff really works. I mean, your story is really super inspiring. I really appreciate your time to come on here and explain 80,000 credit limit. I never even heard of
Yeah.
such a thing. I'm so happy for you. I mean,
Yeah,
God,
I
I
got
mean,
that from Spark Capital One, and I'll show you my card. I don't have it with me right now, but I'll do that on my testimonial tomorrow, and
you're
show you that and all of my titles I did, you know, everything.
Thank you. Thank you,
Awesome.
Rox. I mean, our goal, God's got two commandments: love God and love your brothers and sisters. The testimony you're coming on here is really showing love to your brothers and sisters because they're like, well, is this real? Is it not real? But hearing it from you as a great woman watching over a family, really help your brothers and sisters. You're really, someone that signed up with God, you're really covering every base. You're really loving God. You're really following those commandments. And you're really doing the financial work that goes along with it that the IRS says is A-OK, which it is. And the banks too. And the credit
Right.
cards. They're all like, this is real.
Yeah, it is real. It is real, and
Yeah.
I wish everybody would do it,
I
and
do
it would.
too, Roxy. I do
I
too.
do.
It helps so many people, doesn't it?
Yes, I wish, everybody would do it. And I've told people about it, and they would say, "Oh, well, can't you do the trust for me?" I said, "Nope, you have to go through Liberty Aid. I won't do them for nobody
Right.
No, you
because
really shouldn't because it's you have to overcome your programming. You have to decide you're going to love God or your own. That's for each individual to make their own. We have free will. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Either love God and don't fear God, right? Like God is going to love you back, and it's up to you to make
right.
that choice. We have free
But
will.
I'm not doing it for them. They need to go through Liberty Aid to do
Yeah,
that. And
yeah,
that's what I tell them. But they have a lot of questions, and I don't have all the answers like I think I should. But when you get back and we get to talk again, I think I'll have a lot of answers that I have questions about.
yeah, yeah. I'm here for you, Roxy. I'll be back March 10th, and hopefully you'll be my first consultation. I love talking
I
with
hope
you.
so. I
You're
hope
the
so, because
greatest.
I'm definitely wanting to, and I'll donate to the lawyer's fund too, because we
Thank
need
you.
some good
Thank you.
lawyers out there. We don't have any, and you'll be on
No,
my call. I'll say, hey John, what am I going to do with this?
I'd love to be helping you in any one of the signs of trust, really, because they try and come after us and do some fear-based whatever, and I'd love to just set people's minds at ease the way I usually do. And I think
Yeah,
they try and get to us through the laws and stuff and make us fearful. I want that to go away. So
yeah,
good.
I do too. But you can talk about my story anytime you want to. I I will give you full permission to it. Tell whoever,
Thank
and
you. I
if they want to
appreciate that.
contact
Your
me, they
testimony will
can.
be that ability for me to talk about it because I don't.
Yeah,
We're back. We're back.
There you are.
yeah.
How we doing?
But yes, you can talk about it to whoever, whenever. I give you full permission.
You're the
Everything I tell you, you tell them, because it works.
Thank you so
It
much,
works.
Roxy. I'm looking forward to your testimonial. And really, my best to your whole family, and God bless you all. It's really it's an honor for me to be able to interact with you and therefore your family and help you all. It's really my honor to help out such a wonderful family, to help out such a wonderful woman. It's really my honor on my end to be able to help you all. So thank you very much for coming on here.
Well, thank you. It's nice to see you, Tim.
Yes,
And I
nice to
will
meet you,
see
Roxy.
you at another time.
Okay.
Sounds great. Thanks
Anytime.
for jumping in.
Anytime.
Thank
Have a good
you.
evening, all right, or good
You
day. I'm
too.
I'm I'm in early morning over here in India. I'll talk to you soon,
Well,
Roxy.
okay. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
God bless you. Bye bye. That's what I'm
Excellent.
saying. Tim. I can't. How could I say what she say here? Say
Yeah.
it. I mean, it's really she is such a one of a kind, and such a unique experience, and all the details. It's like miracle after miracle after miracle.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
You what? You
6
what? You
million
what?
in doctor bills, not on the cuff. That's amazing story. And obviously she got some good doctors. She's sitting here talking to us. So that's great. That's great.
Yeah,
It's
God is the big
hard to
doctor.
top a story. Hard to top a story like that. It was amazing that she jumped in. That's great. The only other thing we could top it with is G Brown joined the family. I finally took a leap of faith and bought the trust mastery course today, and I'm truly thankful to Jesus for making a way. Thank you, John, for this valuable info. There you go. Another
That's so
another good
great to
statement.
hear. Way to go, G. Good to have you in the family, in the on Team God, as I call it, Team God. Here we are, and the IRS puts you. It's like, no, there's a Team God. You could join, and then you don't have to pay us any money. You don't have to fill out any forms anymore. There is a team where you could be with God. It's like the IRS says that. You didn't
Yeah.
tell many people about that. I had to figure it out, but they're like, no, no, it's real. The banks are like, no, it's real. The credit card company, no, it's real. It's real. It's real. All of them, it's real. The doctors, right? Health insurance, no, it's real. It's real. And then her health,
Right.
she has all them health issues, and her heart's fine, her kidneys fine, everything's fine. That's why I say, honestly, the real thing is, you know, what is it in the Bible that says eternal life is real? It's real. It's
Mhm.
real. Can't be killed with this trust too. Sounds incredible. Sounds impossible. Did you hear what Roxy just said? Yeah, people, you should get into this. Like G was just saying, Jesus makes a way. This is 100% real. Your beliefs and faith go out the window. You know for a fact because you're living this life every day. All that stuff goes away. So
Right.
yeah, what a story. I mean, and please, people, this is really affordable right now. We're gonna the price of the courses as the bundle is gonna go up March 1st. There's gonna be other courses that go in it, so it's still gonna have other value, and my consult's gonna be in it too. So it's gonna be worth the higher cost. Okay, it's gonna be worth it and so on. But I know some people money is tight as so on. So please jump in and get it before March 1st. I know that I just am trying to get more people doing this,
Yeah.
like it really helps out individuals, families, affects generations. It really makes it so your judgment proof, your health comes around, all these things. So please jump in like G did and get it today, really,
Yep.
please. Like I'm only trying to help you, you know what I'm saying? We got the proof now. I've been doing this financial work over a decade, but I've been doing this trust now over 8 years. Not a single blip of a problem. The opposite. All these great things happen, right? She's in Arkansas, Roxy. She
Yeah.
just put the real estate in the trust, and the real estate taxes just went away automatically.
Yeah.
$14,000 a year.
Every
Come
year.
on. And the price for all of this right now is just under $1,500. I mean, people who aren't doing this, what are you thinking about?
Yep.
The return on the investment on this is mind-boggling. No one is going to give you better help than I'm giving you through this school, and no one has more proof that we do at this school either. Like we have more proof than any other lawyer, CPA, or any other Harvard school, Ivy League school, anyone. We got more proof than all them put together.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah. And like I saved as well. It started off the show that, and I got my income last year right into the trust. No taxes there.
I mean, come on,
Once
people.
once they straighten themselves out.
Yeah, but I mean, this egg goes right back under our roof to
Yep.
our family, our children. We're trying to feed people, trying to keep a roof over our head, trying to keep our assets. We could become judgment proof. We're proof. We're trying to keep our health. All that goes right back to our family, our loved ones, the ones we actually have to steward and watch over. All of it goes right back to us, to our families. So that's why I really care about doing this work. The government literally prints money. They
Yeah.
don't need our money. Okay. We do need the money, right? We do need our assets. We do need a
Right.
home. This is the way to keep those things. And I know we're coming up on an hour here, and Tim's got another thing he has to do at 8, so we only got a minute or two here, and then we got to jump off. Actually, we're at the top because we started a couple minutes late, so I'm wrong on that. We actually got to let Tim go right now. So we have Roxy on. I mean, this has got to
It's
be
a
my
great
favorite
show.
show.
It's a
Oh
great
my
show.
God. I'm so glad we got on here, Tim. And I got back here, got on this link, and got Roxy on. Man, this is just thank you for doing this, Tim.
Yeah.
Tim is great at this work. If you need this work with this video work and going live and stuff like this, Tim's your guy. Okay, thank you, Tim. I guess we're going to be back next week. This was an amazing show. It really was.
Yes. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Jack. We'll talk soon. Stay well.
All right.